Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2, The Shadow and the Blade, where we are in a little bit of trouble here. The Bretonnians have more units than should have been possible, and we are having to fight through each and every one of them slowly. So I'm not exactly sure what I want to do here. We know that we saw a Bretonnian army just outside of the fog, right before these guys ran forward. In case it's unclear, let me explain what's happening here. Our army was sitting in ambush mode, invisibly. It says here ambush failed, but it's a little unclear because there are actually two different kinds of ambush failure. He remained invisible. When Chilfroy moved up, he did not know my army was in place. That part of the ambush succeeded. We have seen that fail, where the enemy armies will sometimes just see through your ambush and will be able to see your ambushing army on the strategy map. That did not happen. But when they enter... when an enemy army enters the red circle of an army that is in ambush mode, there is a roll that happens behind the scenes. That's the part that we failed. So that's the reason that we are getting a choice here of whether or not to attack them, even though we didn't get an ambush, even though this is their turn. So it's possible that Chilfroy is just moving up as one of two armies that is going to attack Castle Baston this turn. My feeling on this, looking at his multiple units of rank 7 Knights of the Realm and his Pegasus Knights and everything, is that we might win this battle, maybe. It's really hard to know. A lot of it's going to come down to the terrain. We might win this battle. If we decline to attack, our army will fall back. These guys will, most likely, I'm guessing, go to Castle Baston and begin a siege, and then my guess is that other army is going to run up behind them, enter reinforcement range, and then they're going to maybe attack Castle Baston this turn, but this army doesn't have any siege weapons. The other army might not either, depending on, its size and how advanced it is. It might be the case they can't even attack Castle Baston this turn, and if they can't, then we could try this battle again effectively next on our coming turn, but with Bilefitch having gotten a turn of replenishment, and I don't know. I think there's a chance... I think there's a pretty good chance that we stand a better shot of killing them then than we do killing them now. So I'm going to decline the attack.
Not my miscalculation. No.
Oh, actually, the Bretonnian army we saw on the horizon is empty. That makes things way better. They did siege Castle Baston, even though Castle Baston is a recent capture and has had no time to build up its garrison. Because it's a major settlement, it is still a pain in the ass to attack it. So,
More kills, more power.
what does this mean for us? Gods of your enemies have directly intervened in our interests, sowing destruction across our realm. How do we confront a god's wrath? That's terrible punctuation. That's really what has angered the gods, probably. -4 public order in Musalon. Probably doesn't matter, I guess. Yeah, we're fine. So, we have a level up to spend.
Chief Warlock,
Pestilich. Oh, hey, he's got Assassin's Trophy. He's getting pretty close to immortality. And now that he has Assassin's Trophy, I would be so bummed out if he died before getting there. We do have Vomek. So my hope was that Vomek could keep pushing up along the coast so that we could sort of pincer their capital. But Bilefitch got a turn of replenishment. It didn't really return that much health. We might need Vomek over here to have a chance of actually taking these guys down. There's someone in their army we can assassinate. No, why are my chances so bad? Oh, did he last turn? Yes, he did. Last turn he got a successful assassination, so never mind. You should probably not. Actually, what we should do with you is come up here and scout out. Are there any more Bretonnian armies coming down on us? No, actually, it looks like maybe we're okay. We should probably move forward a little bit more. Show me Castle Artois. Okay, yeah, we do not see any more Bretonnians on the way. So this is the last big army on this side. We said that before, and it turned out to be wrong, but this time I think it's probably right. So, can Vomek even get over here? he can get close enough to show up as reinforcements. Well, realistically, I don't think we have a choice. I think we have to do this. His army is okay against horses. It's not great. Alright, so now we initiate an attack here. We have a vastly superior number of units, and if we hit the ambush on attack chance, we're probably actually in really good shape. Yeah, so this wouldn't be too hard to fight now. Biofitch Stab's army would be the main. We would have them come in ambush positions, or maybe not even. Maybe we just like start way back and support this army as it comes in. But like, this would be a pretty easy fight at this point. Wow. Auto-resolve. Okay, auto-resolve killed a couple of units from Ikit Claw's army that couldn't possibly have died. Like, there's no way we would have let that happen, because we would have just kept them way out of the battle. I guess with this much cavalry, who knows? Maybe I wouldn't have been able to save them. That's actually really annoying. We lost a lot of advanced units. But what I was going to say is, auto-resolve significantly outperformed what I was expecting, because all these Skaven slaves should be dead. This outcome to the battle makes no sense at all in multiple ways. Alright, let's take the leadership boost, because this does, yeah, that does nothing. Ooh, Warpstone armor, what does this do? Only acts on targets when an area constant around self, affect enemies in range. What? It just causes damage to opponents constantly? That should definitely go on one of our assassins. Actually, it should probably go on the assassin who just got the Assassin's Trophy ability. Yeah, I'm pretty annoyed about that auto-resolve outcome. Of all the units that could have died. Alright, so what do we do now? Well, before I forget, let's go ahead and do this. Right now he's wearing Gambler's armor, which honestly, maybe that's better. I like the Warpstone armor, but maybe the Gambler's armor is better. Help him stay alive. What kind of armor are you wearing? A Shield of Distraction. That's not bad either. Kind of like this, though. And then you don't have a shield. Hold on, I'm going to give that potion of healing to the other assassin as well.
Engineer.
We gotta do everything in our power to keep him alive for the moment. Okay, you get a level up very, very slowly, working through this red tree. So I wanted to pick up Respected and Feared. We want his army to be full of Death Runners and Eshin Triads and all these runners and whatnot. So he's developing in that direction. His army took literally, like almost literally no damage. Two bodies from each of those units died. Alright, well we probably can't advance anymore. I really need to replace my siege weapons and weapon teams, but that's a thing that takes so long. Yeah, I'm not really sure what our plan for continuing to push is. Okay, we know what you're doing. Let's go ahead and do what you're doing. You're running up alongside here, just looking for a good place to install an Undercity. A place where we can perhaps make some cash. I was really hoping we were going to see who was carrying the Sword of Cain northward. Aquitaine could be upgraded. Yeah, sure. That's a thing that's worth doing. Alright, now there's nothing else to do. We got to make some decisions about these armies. So, if we look at the overall map here, you can see there's an awful lot of Bretonnian territory. This is one of the cities we need to control to win the game. It might be the case that the smart move is to scoot up along the coast until we have Couronne and then come back down. But realistically, I think that if we try that, we're going to see a lot of hostility coming in from directly east of us. That's going to make it difficult to maintain forward momentum. But if we try something that is more like pushing east and then going north, I think we're going to have a lot of problems with that for other reasons. Like the Bretonnians having time to rebuild and reinforce is going to be a real issue for us. Can we please get some kind of agreement going? Okay, thank you. We are friends, man. We are working together. Alright, so just double check and make sure we're not missing any opportunities for trade agreements here. It says never going to trade with us. High Elves are never going to trade with us. And Rictus totally could, but they don't like me very much.
Mighty. Many
I'm not
storms
involved
are
in
between
their
me and
fights
you. No,
enough.
never.
And Clan Pestilence, although we are also trending pretty negatively with them.
Approach me, thing. Never.
I didn't expect that. He did break our non-aggression pact earlier. Just being difficult, basically. Let's also remember, there's Wood Elves that are currently at war with me. They could just show up at any moment to make our lives very difficult. I don't really know what to do about that. I think for right now, we're going to establish gold income. We just need income.
Where shadow, horned rat.
Alright, now there's really nothing to do except move the armies. Maybe the right play is to push over here. Start taking stuff away from them. We're still at war with the Empire, right? Yeah.
You are not welcome.
And I'm assuming, yeah, there's no reason that they would give us peace at this point. It's all war to the east, forever. So I think we do want to go the other way. I think we will never finish fighting in the east. But we can defeat the force north of us and be able to focus all of our attention on the east. Basically what I'm trying to do is collapse this war down to a single front.
Warlock engineer. Warlock of Skaven Blight.
Maybe what I want to do here is pass
Say, move.
some of these good units over. Do I want to keep the runners? Maybe I want to give him the triads? Maybe I give him all of the good units. Yeah, okay. Here's what we're doing. Probably don't want to run too far in because I don't want to get attacked, but I want you in Musalon. I want Bilefitch Stab in Castle Baston. And Bilefitch Stab is going to be a purely defensive force for a while. He's just going to hang out over here. We're going to recruit. Let's just fill this army with kind of crummy units. Honestly, gutter runners are probably a pretty good thing for him to have right now, although we can only recruit one given the amount of money we have left. Alright, let's just fill his army with garbage, but just have bodies. The AI respects number of bodies.
Sorcery. Death.
We'll send Ikit Claw over to Musalon to heal up and to support Vomik. We'll push this way while Ikit Claw replenishes. Actually, he doesn't need to go to Musalon. He can just follow Vomik up. And we'll try to press through Lyonesse and Langui into Coron as quickly as possible. If we can collapse Bretonnia to a thing that is basically just acting as a buffer between us and the Empire, I think that's where our best chance of long-term survival lies. I'm very curious what's going on here in the Elf Wars. Alariel the Radiant, equipped with the Sword of Cain, is desperately fleeing from Dark Elf lands. I think that suggests something to us about what's going to happen to Tyrion and these guys in the near future. We should go through our list of enemies and see if there's anybody that we can get to take peace with us. Oh, interesting. This is a terrible move on your part. Like, this army is dead now. Why would you do that? I guess they didn't have vision over here, did they? Lyonesse is really far away. Yeah, maybe they didn't realize that we had two armies nearby. The AI is choosing to play fair with its information. Well, that's gonna... those guys are dead, and that probably dooms Lyonesse as well. So that's really good for us. What a pleasant thing. You were picking up... you were finishing Arms Dealer, that's right. I think that's a fine thing for you to do. So,
Where are my schematics?
Ikit Claw gets a 100% free kill against Heloise Bisset.
Annihilate.
They run away, but they can't run away a second time. And we crush them against the coast. And then I don't bother to take the small amount of food.
No, no.
You can get, at this point, concealment bombs, maybe? Or extra, you know what? Extra troop replenishment is pretty relevant for this army at this moment.
Raven's greatest, best inventor.
And I can't imagine... Yeah, we can't reach Lyonesse this turn. You can see the dotted line here where our normal movement ends. So we would not be able to normal move to it. But I think I will just normal move into their territory, so that if they have another army in the distance, it doesn't show up and get to attack me without me getting to run.
Kill contraptions.
And we'll move Ikit into support position, but he has to stay on our side of the line, because he needs replenishment. Okay, next turn, Lyonesse falls, trivially, and then we continue to push. What a bizarre decision for that army to make. And then for them to not even take Musalon over. Do we have to... Yeah, we had to repair the buildings. That is not a big deal.
Kill list.
Alright, this hero does not really have anything to do over here. Maybe the right move for this guy is to just go a little deeper into their territory and see if we can find where their armies are massing up. Try to kill the heroes that they're putting together up there. Rel can follow the elf armies up the coast. I mean, they're trying really hard to penetrate the Dark Elf lands here, and they're apparently not succeeding. Yeah, look at that. Nagarond is big and powerful. That's Harganeth. That... Who is the Lord of Harganeth? I don't remember which Dark Elf faction is which. Interesting that the Iron Mountains, the Iron Mountains are, the 4 settlements in the Iron Mountains are controlled by 4 different elf players. So, Nagarond is the main Dark Elf faction that is led by Malekith, the one in the scary mask. And the Cult of Pleasure is the one that's led by Marathi, the Chaos Sorcerer. And I don't even know if Harganeth is a Legendary Lord faction. It might just be one of the minor Dark Elf groups. Interesting. Well, that's kind of a bad thing for us, because that means Nagarond has been conquered a couple of times, so it's not actually built up, so it doesn't have its port at max level. So income here is not as high as I would like. This absolutely needs to be upgraded as quickly as possible. And then, hey, look at that! We have 4 warp fuel, and we have some food, but it's rapidly dwindling. So if we don't make a Doom Rocket right now, who knows when we'll have another chance. And then we have the money to... That's not worth doing, for sure. Okay, I think that's it for this turn. We have no money, so we can't make improvements back home, really. But we might have an extra slot somewhere that we can devote to a money building. Nope, every place is as built up as it's getting. To be perfectly honest, we don't really need this recruiting structure here. I'm going to demolish that and replace it with a money building next turn. And then, like, we should do this at some point, but it's certainly not cheap to do. Well, we'll continue to get infusions of cash as we defeat Bretonnians. My hope is that right now, Couronne has, like, no standing armies. They're recruiting in Gisaru. They'll probably start recruiting in Couronne on their coming turn here in this cycle, just to put an army together to defend against our push along the coast. But we should be able to run rampant through their lands for a little while they rebuild. And again, I know I said this last episode, and I believed it when I said it then, but I also believe it now, I guess is all I really have to say. That is an Empire army right outside Castle Baston that we saw there briefly. That's a real shame. Yeah, so see, they're trying to put something together. It's going to take a little while. The Wood Elves are confederating together. That's probably pretty bad for us. It's going to be way easier for us to defeat them as a bunch of minor nations than it will be as one big nation. Savage Orcs have spawned. Okay, that's probably a good thing for us. These guys are unlikely to give us trouble. They can be a problem for Bretonnia for a while. Alright, so let's have a look at these armies. Is there anybody in here for us to murder? No, there's units for you to assault there. Get me temporary vision of Couronne. Let's see what we're looking at up here. They do not have an army in Couronne right now. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and just assault some units here just to build up XP. It's a nice cheap way to gain some experience. We should level up off of this, even if we fail it. Yep,
Yes.
we're close enough to the level. I'm gonna take another point of assault units. Eventually we'll be good at this.
Now things fear us.
Okay, so does it matter who engages here? One of them is going to stay in Lyonesse to capture it, and the other one's going to continue moving up the coast, right?
Bigger warp forges.
Let's have it be... I honestly don't know what the right move is. Let's have it be Vomik who stays in. And Ike Claw can push up the coast. His army's probably a little bit more powerful in general.
Fight.
So continue siege. We're just going to move up here. If I auto-resolve that, obviously it would be a victory, but we'd take more losses. If we do this before pressing auto-resolve, things will be probably pretty close to flawless. Yeah, almost no losses. Easy enough. We occupy.
Powered up.
That gives us control of that whole province, which is cool.
Devastation, like Ickett's devastation. Yes,
You know, the thing we always do. Let's focus on growth for a moment here. Income from looting settlements up. Let's take that one. We're going to be looting a lot of settlements in the near future. We're getting close to Quartermaster, which is going to be very helpful. I don't think I want to move him forward any further than that, or any faster than that. We don't want to get too separated. Okay, let's grab concealment bombs. This can be a useful ability. So we'll check around in here. There's a couple of major Dark Elf settlements. Nagarond is usually really valuable, but as you can see here, it has changed hands a couple of times. Crone Hellebron. Oh! Arganeth is Crone Hellebron's faction. Okay, she's got some kind of weird chaos magic thing going on too. A lot of guys with top knots in her army for some reason. I guess, you know, the style of other cultures can sometimes seem a little strange to us. We should probably take Tilia going to tier 5 over upgrading the Warpstone thing in the other settlement, right? I want to have access to top tier stuff here. We should have as many tier 5 settlements as possible. Skaven Blight will hit tier 5 next turn. And Vomik has leveled up. We're close. We're close to moving out of that first red box. It has taken forever to level him up. Alright, here's hoping these Savage Orcs go to a place where they actually cause some problems for Bretonnia. All those High Elf armies that were marching on Nagarond now belong to the same faction. That's going to definitely increase their coordination. Turns out not to have mattered. There were just so many Dark Elves in this area. The fact that Harganeth had to declare war on Lothern for that to happen suggests that maybe what was happening up there, I don't think we benefit from this. Maybe what was happening up there was that Lothern was at war with the Dark Elves who normally controlled Nagarond, and then things got complicated there. Oh, Karazakarak has attacked the Broken Nose. Well... Sorry, Karazakarak is allied with Clan Moors? Am I reading this correctly? They're like the best of friends. What on earth? I guess, okay. Fighting the orcs together made this clan of Skaven best friends with these dwarves. How bizarre. Which means that if we enter the war on the side of our ally, we will be at war with Clan Moors. That's not really the way that I want to encounter them, but... Also, the odds of this mattering are basically 0. Hold on, is this Karazakarak land right here, this blue? It might be. I'm not allowed to check during this moment. But maybe this dwarf faction is actually getting really close. I'm gonna backstab our allies here. I know that I was planning to use them to help us attack the Wood Elves. My concern here is twofold. One, that's an awfully long time from now, given what's happening in Bretonnia. And two, they may not be alive by the time we need them. So that's gonna tank our reliability. That's fine. Nobody was viewing us as reliable anyway. The only real penalty from that probably is gonna be it's gonna be harder to make friends with Vashnar now. But who knows if Vashnar would ever have really trusted us. Test of loyalty for Vomik. A test is needed, but should such a trial be mental or physical? So we can give him the... we can gain a tail stretcher buff. Place the Lord subject in a device that shall pull his tail until he chitters. Then we'll see just how loyal he is. People get less loyal to you when you do shit like that to them. Or have Eshin follow this one. Make it known that the Watcher is always there and able to strike at any moment. This should ensure confession. Well, I mean, this obviously is a better thing. It's -3 loyalty, but I think Vomik's very loyal. He'll be alright. His tail will be fine. Sword of Cain was taken by the Dark Elves. That's real bad news for people who care about Dark Elves.
No malice.
Which is to say, not me. I don't think this is an issue at all. Okay, so we finished Arms Dealer. What is next? We could up his actual personal weapon. You know, honestly, speed up for missile units, that totally matters. That's a thing I care about.
Science, sorcery, death.
Let's move up a little bit here, get some vision. I think we don't have anything to fear. I think we can just go ahead and push Langui this turn.
Slice open, apart.
And Ublug is doing exactly what he needs to be doing. He's creating a distraction over there in a place where it doesn't affect me. It's a good time. I think we've had a lot of luck in this war against Bretonnia. But, you know, successfully seizing upon luck is itself a skill. Putting yourself in... having the forethought to put yourself in position to benefit from luck and then making sure that you're actually diverting from your plan when it makes sense to take advantage of the luck. What I'm trying to do is give myself some kind of credit for a very successful war that really is not... it's not my doing, for the most part. So, Couronne and Langui are their own province. I don't want Ikiclaw to go anywhere just yet. We're not going to be able to make it over there anyway. Let's just chill here, and then next turn we can march on the Bretonnian capital together. And you can just keep harassing people. No heroes have entered either of these armies, so yeah, just do that. Almost a full level of XP, and probably him assaulting those units is going to have no other effect, because they're sitting in one of their own settlements, and they're just going to replenish all the damage I dealt. There are totally Dark Elf settlements in these mountains. I don't know this part of the map well enough. Okay, so we got our product quality insured. That's good because we're going to need that to pick up Ingenious Plans when we finish our reactor anyway. I think for right now we grab Enormous Caches, and then it's Effective Recipes, Ingenious Plans, Plans within Plans, Ultimate Experiments. Ooh, new Warpstone uses is also very good. And the plan is to get all that done before we need to fight the Empire. How realistic is that? I don't know, man. It's not very, I guess, if we're being honest about it. A lot's going to come down to how this war goes, though. Out of curiosity, I know our reliability is shot, but I would love to get a defensive alliance with those guys. So we'll keep checking. It's not super likely they'll give it to us at this point. So we take this, then we double back to get Castle Artois, and that reduces Bretonnia to this narrow string of settlements. And I guess also they have this up here. Boy, it sure would be nice if the World Walkers would show up and start causing trouble for them again. What is that? Hold on a second, I'm not familiar with that faction at all. That's a Wood Elf. Laurelorn Forest. Where's Laurelorn Forest? Oh, we haven't formally met these guys, so we can't talk to them yet. They would like us if we did meet, it looks like, but just gonna have to wait.
machines and their sorcery.
As soon as Castle Baston hits Tier 3, we need to build the extra garrison structure. It's going to be a vulnerable place for a long time. This Bretonnian War is going to stretch on, and on, and on. I was really hoping not to get into it yet. I wanted to solidify the forest, then have our good, strong economic base building, and go a bunch more turns without having to hire a third army. Oh no! Erat was successfully wounded by a damsel. Lucia Bissett. We just killed her sister, I believe. I could see why she might be mad. Oh, Vashnar's Conquest does not have an army. That bar being entirely yellow tells us that they no longer have any armies. Probably that's what the Empire army was over here doing. So that's maybe bad. Yeah, Helmgart no longer belongs to them. Well, here's hoping they can hold out in Paravon Castle until they rebuild. They do have 15 units in that garrison already. That's fairly promising. Alright, this is maybe going to be a big deal. So they moved a 10-unit army in here that's mostly horses. That's actually pretty good for us, because horses are borderline useless in a siege. I think that we have this. I don't think that there's any real chance that they can resist our attack. And Corona's a big, big deal.
Mass destruction.
So, let's give the incendiary rounds to these guys. Oh, sorry, I had a thing on them already. What did they have? They had a Cape of Sniper, which is a real good name for a thing. Yeah, that's probably more sensible on them. And then we'll give the bonus damage to some Jezzails. I don't want to put it on the Warp Fire Throwers, because the Warp Fire Throwers spend too large of a portion of each battle not firing. Alright. I think this is it. I don't think that we build any siege equipment. I think we just go. So a huge amount of cavalry. We do not want to break the enemy gates. We want to take the enemy walls with melee troops, which we're in an okay position to do, actually. We do have to worry about their trebuchet, and I'm not really sure what my plan is for that, but I guess let's get in here and we'll figure it out. So, grouping up in a safe place near the wall but outside of tower firing range is probably not a strategy that we can employ this time. This is the reason that it's important to have a couple of indirect fire siege weapons in a situation like this, is that it disables that strategy for your enemy. But how do we want to position people instead? We could try to push the castle from multiple sides at once. And when I say at once, I mean with Ikit Claw's army, like split the army in half and go at two different corners. 19 is fine. There's also not even really a dead zone on this map because they have towers all the way to the edges of the walls. Coron is well built. It looks like there should be safe spot here, but these towers will have a secondary firing arc, so there's not really a safe place to approach from. Which means, by the way, we have to set up first. They get to set up after we are done, so wherever we put down, they will put people. If we do split this army in half, they will be able to respond to that. Reinforcements are coming in over here. Alright. Let's maybe just attack from here then. We'll have the reinforcement army come in at a different wall than the main army is focusing on. And we just have to pick a section of the wall and go really hard. Let's put the siege equipment over here, where some amount of the tower fire will get consumed by this stuff. But basically what I want to do is try to stretch their defenders really thin, so we'll put guys all along this line. Probably want the front part of the line to be made up entirely of clan rats, both for their relative expendability and also for the fact that they're using shields. 2 units of Doom Flayers that don't really have a role here. I'm going to put them over here in the hopes that they'll be able to run over to somewhere where they're not getting shot at. The gunner units do have to actually be spread out over here because we're going to actually use them. Eshin Triads and these guys. We'll have them follow the shields in. Because, like, obviously we want to get up on that wall. Take control of that wall. Put some guys up on the wall and then figure it out from there. I don't know exactly what the plan is beyond that point. Alright, so... Actually, I'm going to aim you right here, and we're going to put the sensor bearers on that. Then we're going to try to get the clan rats with the shields up on the wall first, and the other more elite fighting units can follow them up, because we don't have any, like, proper heavy infantry here. If I had storm vermin, I would just have the storm vermin climb first. They did put people on all of the surfaces up here. I'm going to move this warp lightning cannon to the side so that this tower isn't able to actually shoot at anybody. And this tower already has stuff to do, so I'm hoping it will not shoot at the artillery units very much. You guys are going to end up, I don't know, get closer and we'll figure it out. Same deal here, just try to get close. We want to get inside the main firing arc of the towers, which unfortunately is going to put us in archer territory. But we have tools for archers. We can do stuff about archers. You, if you could shoot at these guys right there, that would be the best way to start. Okay. You know what? Actually, we can wand of jet here as well. May as well fill the bar as quickly as we can. All right, so we got to get control of their towers quickly. And rats are able to completely ignore some percentage of projectiles. Remember, that's how shields work. The Doom Flayers get over here so that they'll be near the gate, but not actually in the firing range of anything. Really good start from the catapults. When the warp lightning cannons are in position, I'm not actually sure whether or not they're going to be able to fire at the walls in any useful way. Alright, ladders are going up. Keep in mind, we do have a Doom Rocket. Alright, slingers. Slingers on the walls will be very useful. They can actually get up there and just drop ranged attacks, unlike the proper gun teams. You guys just try to get close to the wall. What else? We have normal melee units, which we also pretty much just want to get close to the wall. Should be able to prevent them from taking control of these towers by getting our gunner runners up there first, so we'll figure out exactly what we want to do after we take the walls. Did I not? Hold on a second. I tried to select 2 units here. I want them both over there. And then we also have 2 catapult units. I think I want to get, I don't know, over to like here-ish. We have to figure out how to get rid of the trebuchet, right? Actually, what I'm going to do with the catapult units is just give them a attack the trebuchet order the moment you're in range of it. We could Doom Rocket the treb. I'm hoping that we can use it for something a little bit better. And obviously, if we were to summon clan rats under it, they would just get killed immediately by these knights and the Pegasi and everything. Alright, gutter runners are fast. They'll be up on those walls in no time. What are you guys doing? Okay, getting caught a little off guard here by my units electing not to follow orders. That's my bad. I should have known. Let's have you guys get out to this side. You guys got to get closer to the wall. Okay, trying to leave as few things as possible in the actual tower fire range. We should negate the advantage of these towers as soon as possible. Okay, there we go. Soon we will have negated the advantage of them having archers, on account of all their archers will be dead. Alright, it is a little bit of a shame that there's no way for us to get weapon teams up onto the walls. Actually, I say there's no way. I wonder, though, if you can put weapon teams up on the walls of the siege elevator. Because that would be pretty handy, right? Okay, the catapults on this side have started firing. Camera's jerking around for no reason. Hopefully we can get a couple of lucky hits and disable the trebuchets quickly.
What?
The Death Runners go over here. Actually, where's that unit of... Where are those Storm Vermin? Here we go. Storm Vermin, just get right up on there. You do not need to wait. And... Did we have another really tough unit? I don't want the Death Runners to go up in front of anybody. I guess... just units of clan rats. So let's have you guys head for this part of the wall. You guys get there. Yeah, control of the walls on this side is a little bit more valuable than control of the walls on the other side, I think, because of the fact that we can actually fire down at these cavalry. Alright, I don't really agree that they have control of this tower. We have units in there as well, but okay, apparently we're going to have to move these guys over to the side a little bit because they have been granted control of this tower. Get out of the way. Mostly, your job is get out of the way.
Warpstone magic.
Alright, where goes some lightning? Right here.
Warp lightning.
I'm actually going to have the rattling guns turn off fire at will. Stop shooting. You're not actually accomplishing anything, and we all know it. Alright, catapult fire is happening. Doesn't seem to be getting much accomplished. For some reason, they felt the need to run their wizard up into melee, so let's punish her for that. They do have a proper paladin up on the wall on this side.
New victim.
Should probably get our assassin in there. Do we want to put Ikit himself up on the wall? Probably not. But we can do some of this.
Storm demon. Now.
Okay, that's getting some stuff done. We have some catapults doing catapult work.
Claw on.
It's going well so far. Hard to tell in the dense melee where are the places where it's just enemies. Over here, we have them so surrounded that I couldn't safely do lightning without killing a ton of our guys, it looks like.
Clanrat spears.
Alright, everybody just make sure you're in and doing your best to fight.
Running tide. Attack. Stab, stab.
We can also do some warp lightning on this side, I suppose. That seems like a smart move. Remember, winds of magic are shared, so we only have what is visible in the bar between the two sides. So we want to be a little bit careful with it. Oh, you guys probably don't need to be doing that. That seems like a lot of wasted fuel, and also probably you shooting my own units.
Slice that.
Maybe I underestimated the damsel. Oh, I see what's happening. They're winning over here because they brought in Pegasus Knights. That makes sense.
Yes, yes.
Do your best to make that a big mistake on their part.
Warpstone magic.
We do have a spot right here where I think we can pretty safely drop some lightning. Yeah, our plague monks are actually getting totally annihilated here. Okay, that should wrap up pretty quickly then. I think we are overwhelming them. Thing is, there's so many of us. There's just so many of us. It is a little bit of a shame that we had to go at this battle the dumb way.
Wheel to win.
No, bad. Okay, hold on a second. Can we put these guys in a position to shoot at those guys as they come in, I wonder? Also, if you can hit them, I guess hit them. And we probably don't need to do too much work over here. Everything seems to be progressing pretty smoothly. How is the catapulting their trebuchets project going? Actually, the trebuchets seem to be gone. I mean, the trebs are still there, but the crews are gone. So, well done, everyone. Is there anything... Like, what's the next most important thing to focus on with the catapults? I guess kind of whatever. Just get up here where you can fire deeper into the city. Maybe not too close. Okay, just get up here where you can fire deeper and shoot at whatever will take shooting. And I'm gonna keep fighting here until we clear the walls, and we'll worry about other stuff after clearing the walls. But you know what? I guess Assassin's Trophy has a pretty short cooldown. We may as well use it every time he's near an enemy character. Oh, except I forgot there's a paladin over here who would totally have been a better target for that. Whatever, he can defeat that paladin. I have faith. He's very developed at this point. And also that paladin has a lot of other stuff to focus on right now. Lightning. Look at these guys. Look at these cowards. You know what? I'm going to hold off for a second. I'm not actually sure what I want to do with lightning on this side. We can probably cast some useful stuff on this side, though. Oh, interesting. They actually ran horses out the gate. That almost never happens. They pretend they're opening the gates frequently. Oh, also, we have weapon teams over here. That's right. I didn't come over here and grab the reinforcements as they continued to stream in. The gates appear to open pretty frequently during battles, as you've seen a number of times. But it's a bug. They don't actually open most of the time. So even if I'd been over here watching when this happened, I don't know if I would have realized what was happening because of the fact that it's impossible to tell whether or not they're just pretending to open as part of the bug. Let's get Vomit up on that wall. He'll be fine. Okay. Try to get these guys to stand along the edge of the wall here and just sling down at whoever is nearby. I think we have pretty decent control of the walls at this point. Pestilix is having a real hard time even getting over to that paladin. Yeah, look at that. By the time I get to him, Assassin's Trophy is available again. Get him! Yep, and he is consumed by the Vermintide immediately. He's not going... Holy crap! That was a lot of damage really quickly. Okay. Seems like the walls are mostly ours at this point. We have lots of siege weaponry doing damage to horses, and the slings are not going to do a lot of damage because, of course, they're very heavily armored units, but we're in good shape here. Do I have the range to drop Warp Lightning on those archers? I do. What do they think they're doing? There we go. That's a surrender. Smart move. That might be the first smart thing those guys have done all day. Well, now what? Obviously, we're not just going to go down there and fight those knights. Oh, hold on a second. Do I want to Warp Gale these guys? Yes, I do. Oh dear, Pestilix chased the... Your units are not supposed to... This is not the way it works. Your units are not supposed to chase off the wall. You've seen. We've killed plenty of guys this way, and our guys do not run off the wall. That's a problem. I'm going to try to pull the attention of these horses away so that he can make it back over there. Running. Keep running. Smoke bomb. Smoke bomb and run. And the thing is, I actually don't want to just stop them over there, right? Because I don't want them to just hang in a place where we can't damage them. Almost have control of the gate. If we put a unit down here, in this control box. We can take control of the gate and open it, but I don't know how much I want to do that, because the fact is we're not super well set up to fight these horses. I kind of want to just keep picking at them with magic. Oh, it looks like some of my other units have decided to get off the wall. Alright, well, I guess we're doing it. Assassin's Trophy him again. Yeah, see, the moment we go inside the wall, we're opening ourselves up to this nonsense. They have so many units of cavalry. We're just going to get cycle charged over and over and over again. You guys, get back up on the wall. We don't want to engage in in-ground combat over here yet. What's going on with these guys? Huh. He took a tremendous amount of damage from something. I didn't see what it was. Maybe that... Oh, that unit of cavalry. Maybe after they broke off, ended up over here? I guess? Maybe? Alright, if we're gonna go through, we want to go through from here, right? These catapults are not out of ammunition. I'm a little surprised that they haven't been firing, that being the case. I guess these guys are close enough to the wall that maybe the angle's difficult. Let's actually position them up here to fire into the town center. What I want to do is try to draw some enemy attention over this way. Bizarre choices being made by the enemy here. Those are polearm men-at-arms. Let's just put ourselves in more of a position to be... Where's this unit of men-at-arms? Where's their unit flag? It doesn't look to me like there are men-at-arms left on the battlefield. I think the only thing that still exists is cavalry. Alright, so my plan here is we need to take control of this gate, draw the attention of these units this way, and then push through this gate at the same time to minimize their charge advantage. So, where are my... Yeah, here we go. And once we have softened this side up a little bit more, and we can use our wizard to help with this. Once we've softened this side up a little bit more, we want the storm vermin to jump down into the control box, take control of the gate, and then press inward. Is that gonna go off, or what is happening here? That would have been better if it had been when I wanted it to happen. Alright, let's move the storm vermin over to here. I don't want them to get down off the wall there and run over. I think we've got a pretty good... Let's see, you guys should get out of the way because you're no longer even shooting. You guys, get out of the way. I want to put other people in that space. Line the walls with as many slings as possible here. Alright. Where is... Here we go. You guys protect the back so that they don't just get charged in the back. Night Runners... Do this thing, and Vomik himself will get down into the box to help. Alright. We just gotta watch for the cavalry in the middle to respond to this move. A cavalry charge into Halberd Skaven is... Halberd... what do you call it? These guys. Storm Vermin. Is pretty bad news. You can see they're getting mulched. They did some damage, but they're getting absolutely murdered. Okay, and as soon as that gate opens up, we'll, yeah, I may as well. I was debating whether or not I even wanted to spend wins on that, but we may as well do as much damage as we can to these cavalry while we have them balled up like that. Right, catapults deep are close enough that they're doing some good work. I think this is basically over. It's just a matter of minimizing the damage from all of these units charging in at the same time. Alright, the gates are open. Let's start moving people through. All of you guys have to get inside. It's extremely not where my mouse cursor was. Pull the storm vermin over here. You know what I appreciate about Vomik is his enthusiasm. You guys are doing some decent damage over there. The individual projectiles aren't getting much accomplished, but you bring enough of them, just the volume of them starts to add up to something. Jesus, yeah. Turn around and leave. Oh, wait a minute, this was a bad idea, they realize. Alright, those mortar units are doing such good work. Man, these Death Globe mortars are really, really cool. Let's get these inside. There's a non-zero chance that we lose our Council Guard. Because the big cavalry charge is going to hurt a lot, and they're already very injured. We could just Doom Rocket them, but I think at this point it's looking to me like we're going to win this without spending the Doom Rocket. I need stuff to start committing. Our catapults, in theory, should be able to shoot in here. Not sure why they're not doing it. Let's grab this unit and move them over to there. I guess we could move both of them over. We need to do something to entice them to be the ones who make the move. So if I just march in there, we're going to lose a lot more than I'd like, and we know that they have armies building up nearby. And it's been long enough now that those armies could be pretty close to having a bunch of real units show up. Alright, we're starting to get a little bit of attention here. Fortunately, they waited until we set up all the way, so this is going to be real rough for them. Shame we don't have any, like, healing resources. Alright, catapult fire is starting. Bringing you guys down into the corner here. We definitely need to just add some more spears. I'm going to keep those spears in position to defend the side. Oh, we have a unit of Eshin Triads over here. The Illusion Triads, that's right. These guys will be useful. Are they really just going to let me hack them to pieces bit by bit here? Because they definitely shouldn't, right? They should... They're never going to have a better chance at winning this. Never mind. They're just going to give up. I was going to say, they're never going to have a better chance than right now. The moment where I was moving stuff in and setting up was when they needed to attack. But I think we made a reasonable creep in there using our halberds as a front wall, and I apparently lost control of the outside a little bit more than I realized. But this is really, really bad for Bretonnia, because I bet that this area, like the area we've taken over the course of this video, those ports and Couronne, were like their breadbasket, right? That's all of their money. Now they have a single castle in the woods and a bunch of dwarven mining settlements that, unfortunately for them, are not very high level because they were recently conquered. So, probably we are never going to see Bretonnia mount nearly as many armies as they had, like, even in the middle of the last episode. I think we've probably won the war economically. Now it's just a matter of trying to finish them off before we get swarmed by other enemies. I don't much like being swarmed. I like being the one doing the swarming. As much as I would love 20,000 gold, I think we can just go ahead and do the loot and occupy. Ooh, Vomik got a Ruby Ring of Ruin. That's useful. Got ourselves a new province, and of course we're going to do the growth commandment because we desperately need growth. Fortunately, Have a nest nursery already here, and a taskmaster's platform, also useful. What we need next, actually, probably, is this stuff. We need good recruitment buildings. Alright, Vomik gets the 3rd point of Respected and Feared. He finally has enough skill points to move up into the next part of the tree. And you are completing Sapper. Here we get Draftmaster, which is fine, not great. We're building up toward the stuff that is great. And another level for you is maybe some points in Precise, just keep increasing his weapon strength. Or maybe we make him a little bit better at not taking damage during combat. Yeah, he gets messed up. He does a lot of damage, but he also gets pretty messed up. And that extra melee defense is honestly probably more important for fighting with like hordes of units than it is for fighting characters, because he's already pretty good at fighting characters with Assassin's Trophy. Okay, here, Grand. Grand looks important. It only has an income of 493? Huh. Alright, you know what? I'm going to install our tunneling setup in the Great Arena, and we'll see where it can expand to from there. This is just sort of like a good, broad, central area. Okay, we know that we have a couple of very expensive upgrades that I would like to make down here. This seems vital. And Skaven Blight is now tier 5. So, let's talk about these landmarks. Shattered Tower will give us a shorter cooldown after expanding the Under Empire. I didn't even realize there was a cooldown on that. Plus a ton of Skaven corruption everywhere. Honestly, I don't know that this is that useful, especially for the incredible amount of gold that it costs. Council Chamber of the 13, on the other hand, seems bananas. What an incredibly good building. 5 turns on that. We'll probably build the other one, but it doesn't need to be a priority. And then here, we already have the cheap money structures. What even can we build? We could build a basic recruitment building. You know what? To be perfectly honest, we should have one of this building here, because this is how you recruit storm vermin. I'm not going to bother right now. Can I tell you? I'm so happy that the Border Princes never decided to attack us. Also, these guys are taking that broken treaty pretty hard. I'm also really happy these guys never bothered to attack us. That could have been really bad. You still don't have an army, and you're not interested in trading with me. Yeah, they actually have like they have a capital we can trade with its own resources and everything. That would be a neat thing to have. This is something we should build. We'll get to that next turn, I guess. Here at Castle Baston, we should upgrade this building because we want the growth, and install a very basic money-making building. So right now, the only Bretonnian armies that we're aware of are... actually, army, singular, is this one, right? We don't know for a fact that they are anywhere else. Presumably, they're probably going to start building an army somewhere else this turn. But I bet we can blitz them really fast, provided that we don't see any interference from the Empire. The big danger here, trying to wipe out Bretonnia, is going to be that we are now adjacent to the Empire. Ooh. Okay, the big Wood Elf faction declaring war on both Bretonnia and the Empire actually potentially creates an opportunity for chaos. You know, I've been talking about the cities that we have to take over to win the game in maybe the wrong way. Let's clarify our objectives a little bit here. We have to destroy these factions. Okay, so I guess the thing I was about to say doesn't matter. What I was about to say is, it says control any 17 of the following settlements by direct ownership or through military allies. I was like, if the Wood Elves are going to go to war with everybody we hate, maybe we just make friends with them, but we actually have to destroy that faction to win, so never mind. We are making good progress on destroying Couronne. We are doing the things that need to be done. Alright, let me... we're not going to do anything this turn, but I just want to, before I forget, cue that garrison building up, because I'm real worried that I'm going to forget and spend all our money again. Okay, this has been a very productive episode. Lots of vast tracts of land added to the Under Empire. But that is going to have to be it for us for today. We've done some good work, and now it is time to rest. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time on Monday for hopefully the end of the Bretonnians, and hopefully not all of our stuff getting destroyed by the Empire. And we'll see you then.